In its second year, the Gridiron Classic is an event that invites local high school football teams to play one of their regular season games at Ford Field. And for the second year in a row, the Lake Orion Dragons were invited to take part. On Saturday, September 28th, the Dragons went up against their OAA Red Division rival, the Troy Colts. Coming off a tough loss against Stony Creek High School the previous week, the Dragons were looking to regain their winning ways. But it was a sloppy first half for both sides with plenty of turnovers. The Dragons got on the board first when the Colts lined up to punt. The snap got by punter Jake Meisner and bounced into the end zone where the Dragons' Charlie Corey fell on it for the touchdown. Later in the first, Dragons quarterback Connor Grant hit Zach Green at the 9 for the first down. On the next play, Matt Krause carried it to the 1, but when he tried to punch it in on second down, he fumbles and Troy recovers to end the drive. It was the first of 3 Dragon turnovers in the first half, but despite the mental lapses, the first half ended with the Dragons leading 10-3. Things picked up in the third. Following a short punt, the Dragons found themselves in good field position on their own 44-yard line. On the first play, Grant hands the ball off to Corey Esther, who turns the corner and is gone. Esther's 56-yard TD run put the Dragons up 17-3, but the Colts would answer quickly. Later in the third, Colts quarterback Nick Bradley connects with Devin Alexander, who goes 50 yards for the score. The Colts pulled to within a touchdown, 17-10. Still in the third, the Colts get the ball back, and this time Bradley hits Danny Wunderlich, who goes 78 yards for the TD and ties the game at 17. The action continued as the third quarter wound down. Facing a 3rd and 12 on the Colts' 19, Grant hits a streaking Esther, who goes in untouched to regain the lead. In the fourth, the Colts were forced to punt. Esther shagged the punt and returned it all the way to the Colts' 1-yard line. On the next play, Grant took it in himself to increase the Dragons' lead to 2 touchdowns. During the Colts' ensuing drive, Charles Adams loses the handle on the ball. Logan Shadiah scoops it up on the 15-yard line and goes in for the score. What was a tight game is quickly becoming a rout. Later in the fourth, with the Dragons trying to eat up the clock, Grant hands off to Zach Arnold, and shockingly, he goes 65 yards for another Dragons touchdown. With the Dragons up 45-17, the scoring wasn't over yet. With the game winding down, Justin Pavlicek capped off the Dragons' scoring with a 10-yard touchdown. The final, Dragons 52, the Colts 17. The Dragons improved the record to 4-1. We caught up with Dragons coach Chris Bell after the game.
First half, having 3 turnovers the first half, keeping Troy in the game. But you know, it's a win. Troy played a great football game, and they're a very solid team, so it's a win moving forward, gets us back on track, and you know, it's always better to come back after a win, but we got to keep working, we got to keep getting better.
Right. I heard you after, I think, the second turnover, heard you yelling on the sidelines about fundamentals. Second half was a completely different game. Did your message get across?
You know what, we stress it all the time. It's, you know, ball security is number one. We have to take care of the football. You know, you can't have mental mistakes. The guys play hard. I never question that. They play hard. But if you're not playing smart, fundamentally sound, playing hard doesn't matter. So we're still learning, and we're learning as a football team, but these are lessons we got to learn quickly or we're going to run out of time.
Immediately after the game, Dragons wide receiver Corey Esther was called out onto the field to accept the game MVP award.
It's a great feeling, really good feeling. Put a lot of hard work into it, but I give a lot of credit to my teammates. They went out there and worked hard. We always say play for each other, and that's what we did tonight.
Corey's, you know, about a 3-year starter. You know, he's one of our leaders. You know, he's one of those guys threat to score every time he touches it. Big pass reception for a touchdown, our jet play for a touchdown, the punt return down to the 1. You know, he's an explosive guy and came to play.
The Dragons hope to take the momentum of the win into Rochester, where they take on the 2-2 Falcons in another OAA Red Division matchup. From Detroit, this is Joe Johnson reporting for ONTV Sports.